Good evening. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name's Barry, and I am from Mitosu Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. As you can see, I am all on my own tonight. Jay is out. So yes, you have just got me this evening. So for those of you that don't know, we are independent Stampin' Up demonstrators based here in the UK. So that means if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Netherlands, Austria, Belgium and Ireland, you can purchase stuff from us via our online shop, so do please head over to mitosukcrafts.com. You can see the link, or our website is down in the watermark down in the bottom corner right there, so do head over to our website if you would like to purchase anything from us. Do remember to use the current host code as well if you do shop with us. That can also be found over on our website mitosukcrafts.com. And if you use that, you will receive a little thank you gift or in a form of tutorials from us the following month. Now, I'm not going to say what tutorials are because Jay's got that down to a fine art and he knows exactly what ones he gives out. So you will receive something from us the following month if you use that host code as well. So that's that. So yes, as mentioned, so I'm on my own, so just bear with me one moment. I just need to have a little look to make sure that some things we are live where we are, because of all things, I have decided to go live here on YouTube and I have decided to go live on Facebook as well at the same time. So we will see what happens. So I just need to check that we are where we say we are at the correct time. So do bear with me one moment. And yes, it looks like we are there as well. So we've got Margaret who has joined us on Facebook by the looks of it, and I'm pretty sure I may have seen you on here as well, Margaret, so I'm not sure. So I won't be able to monitor the comments on Facebook though, so if you do want to say anything, then do please join us here on YouTube. It's going to be a little bit easier for me to see the comments pop up. They do pop up in front of me, but it's a little bit easier. I've got them both here. So that's that. So I'm gonna be playing with, what am I playing with tonight? I'm gonna be playing with the Watercolor World stamp set. This is the one which I've decided to have a play with tonight. So I'm gonna have a little bit of a technique. So you may have seen from the title, I'm gonna have a play around with the Emboss Resist technique. And I may pair that with the On the Ocean stamp set as well, which is this lovely pirate ship and clouds and sea wheels, skull and crossbones. So we're going to maybe play with that as well, but the main technique is going to be the Watercolor World stuff with the Emboss Resist. Let's see how well we go with that one. So there won't be a draw tonight for the first one, because I don't think Mum has joined me yet. So those of you who don't know, we've got Sandra, who is aka Mum. She is, I did ask her if she would take some names down for me and then send it to me in a note, but it doesn't look like she has joined me as of yet. So, and I'm not sure if she's going to be able to do it anyway. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to give away the first card I make this evening, but we will definitely give away one of the cards at the beginning of the next video. But for those of you that didn't see, this was the card which Jay made on, or the second card. He made one card which was more of the purple one, but this was the additional card which he had as well, which we are going to give away right now. So if you've left a comment, I did pin the excuse me, I did pin the video link up above in the chat, so you can go and have a little look at that one there quickly whilst I say hi to some people. Oh look, she's on now. Okay, she's tracking names. Good, thank you, Mum. Hi, Mum. So let's see. Are you popping, just a quick private chat here now? Are you popping it in? You are popping it into there. Good, excellent. So we've set up a little note which is shared. So from which she's in her craft room, writing down all the names, and it's coming through onto my computer as well at the same time. So let's hope this works. So we may be able to give something away at the end. Let's see how this goes. Mum, do please let me know if you have any issues, and we'll judge whether or not we can give away at the end as well. Thank you very much. So, so let's say hi to some people, and we will say hi to, and we will then give away a card. I can see we've got a few people who have joined us over on Facebook, so let me just see them first, if they've left us a comment. So I know that we have got Margaret Robwood, who has joined us on Facebook. We have also got Kathy Sanford on Facebook. We have got Louise and Leslie. Hello to you on Facebook. I'm assuming we are still going over there live. We'll find, which is great. So let's say hi to everyone here on YouTube. So we've got Connie. Hello. Wendy, Angie, Lavinia, Pauline, Keisha, Mary, Charlotte, Betty, Valerie. Hello all. Let's see who else we've got there. We've got Jackie. We have got Elizabeth. Good evening. Beverly, Jeanne, Heather, Lisa, Maureen, Timothy, and we've got Julie. Good evening to you all. We have Mum, and we've got Susan, Teresa, Wendy. Did I say? I'm going to say Wendy. I'm going to say you twice, I think. We've got Lizzie, and that is it so far. So thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Now, Lizzie, I'm not casing your card this evening. I was going to case a card of Lizzie Bennett, who has joined us here, who joined us for our Sending Smiles class last night. But I'm gonna put that on the back burner, I think, and I will use that for another time. So good, yes, Sparkles is in the house. So let's go over to the live draw, and let's see if we have any more people come in, and then we will crack on tonight. As I said, we will be working with the watercolour world. I've got no idea how this is going to turn out at all, because I haven't practiced this. So this could be a complete and utter shambles. So let's see what happens. So there we go. We have got our things. Let's see if we've got any more additional names going in. There we go. Had another 2 more go in there. And we will start the draw right now. Good luck, everyone. And we have got Angie. Angie, please email us, barryandj@mitosucrafts.com. Please pop today's date, the 15th of February 2023, in the subject line, and your full mailing address, please, Angie. And we will pop that card in the post to you. So you are receiving this thank you card right here. Or, Maureen, you can still put your name down twice, even though you won a card. It doesn't matter. So you've got to be in it to win it. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for letting everyone else have a bigger chance. But no, you're more than welcome to win it twice. So there we go. So congratulations there to you. So let's have a little look. Excuse me. Let's have a little look at what we have got going on here this evening. So good. So I'm going to be using, as mentioned, those 2 stamp sets. So they can be found currently on, towards the back of the catalogue. They can be found on pages number 70, right here, which if I'm going to use the On the Ocean, that's that one. And then you are going to have the World one. There we go. Which is on page 61, and you've got this one right here, which works lovely also with the alphabet a la mode dies, as you can see from the examples which they have got in there as well. So that's what I'm going to be using. Let's pop that to one side, and let's have a little play. So I will be using the Stamparatus again, and I've got my stamp. It's quite, you can see it's a nice large stamp, and I'm going to be using the watercolor paper again, the Fluid 100. So I've used that again recently on a card. What card did I do that for? I really can't remember. I did that, didn't I? Recently. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So this is quite straightforward, because I'm not going to use my magnets, because I can just butt it straight up in the corner on this one, and I positioned it in the center of this piece of paper with the intention of cutting this down afterwards. So I'm just going to position it in the middle, and what I'm going to do is, actually no, I will use my magnets, because I know I'm going to be cocky here, and I know it will move. And I go, why didn't I just use the magnets? All I've got to do is to pop a magnet there. And here, you may have noticed what we've done is we've wrapped our magnets in some sellotape and created this little pull tab here, so it's a lot easier to pick up. So if you struggle with if you've got this and you struggle with it, because these magnets are really strong, if you struggle with these, bit of sellotape wrapped around it. We tried it with washi tape, but the washi tape kept on tearing. So a nice big bit of sellotape wrapped around it, create a little pull tab, you'll be fine, and it will work. but I need to make sure that this tape doesn't interfere. There we go. So that is all ready and lined up in there for me. I am going to need to just move a few things. There we go. And I like to add a case underneath here. And what I'm going to take, duct tape, yeah, Wendy, duct tape works well as well. Duct tape sometimes might be a little bit too thick, so sellotape is quite thin. But yes, duct tape does work quite well as well. So I've got my Versamark, and what I'm going to do is I am going to cover my stamp in Versamark. So some of you may have seen Jay's lovely card, which he made with this set, and I will show you at the end. I'm pretty sure there's another card today, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show you that one, so I'm not gonna risk it. Just in case he's got that planned for something else, but I will. The other one he has shared on Instagram, so I'm pretty sure I am safe to share that one with you. So I'm just going to pop this down here like this. So this has gone onto watercolor card, so I'm not sure how this is going to work, and how well. So yeah, I'm just going to slap my magnets together, because I've got my tape on it. I'm able to pull them apart, so I'm not worried. We will see what happens here, which is why I'm doing this on the Stamparatus, because I may need to do this several times. Mary, yes, Stampin' Up do sell the replacements. If you just need to, obviously I've got the tape here, which does that, but they are really strong. You just need to kind of just prise them apart. But be careful. Be very, very careful with the magnets, because if they slam together, well, they will break as well. So I'm going to use, what am I going to use? I'm going to use white. And let's see if this has worked. It has, okay. It really didn't look like there was anything on that. So I'm just going to pour that over, and this is where this tray has come in really handy now, because I'm able to do a nice big design. So you can see, I'm not sure, there you go, you can see all the powder has stuck to that. Now I really didn't think that anything had stuck to it. So I'll just see what comments did I just see there. Yeah, Charlotte, I was one of the ones to try it. I think it was on my wish list, was this stamp set, because I just thought, so if it's different, my initial idea was pairing it with that pirate ship, but Jay said it was too big when he tried to do something with it, so I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I'll see what happens. So I'm going to just now heat set this, and then if I need to do another set, what I can do is I can then pop it back in there, and I can do it again. So let's just grab this. See, it's even done the small little parts over here. I'm really impressed with how well this has actually picked up on the, what would look like. So if you've got specks on this, don't worry about it. They're just little islands. So you can't see nothing at the moment. So let's just heat set this. have it. Okay, so I think you can just see it, that's now just gone shiny. That's that one there. Let me just see. Yana, I'm using white on this. Let's just have a little look at some comments, because I know, Mary, you just mentioned about your things. One's going to come. Do SU? Yes, I do. I'll answer that one there for you. So, apparently the pieces of magnet work just as well. Yes, where is it? Where did I put them? You can see one magnet of mine is smaller than the other because we've broken them, so pieces of magnet will still work just as well. So yes. Jackie, yes, try sliding them apart rather than pulling them apart. So yeah, as I've got it here, push them to one side like that, and you may be able to prise them off. That may work for you. Charlotte, yes, Uncharted Desert Islands. Okay, yes, Mary. If you haven't got the stamp, if you haven't got the SU ones, or if you get around ones, so yeah, just have a little look. But the SU Stampin' Up do sell replacement ones. You can get them. So I'm going to go in and do this one again. So as I said, the good thing about this is that I can pop it in, and I'm pleased I use my magnets because now it's being heat set. It has buckled a little bit. I can now pop that in like that. And it took a little bit longer than normal to do this because I'm using the Fluid 100, so the watercolor cardstock, and it's thicker. Okay, so it took a little bit of time to heat set it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just inking this up again. I'm going to kind of do a double emboss, maybe even a triple emboss. We will see how well it goes. And then if you've missed any pieces, you can hopefully do them again. And because I've got the stamp apparatus, it works perfectly fine. He says, we will soon find out in a second, won't we? So I hope we're still live on Facebook. So if somebody is watching this on Facebook, please leave me a little comment. I can see that pop up in front of me, hopefully. Why do I leave it? And why do I try to experiment on nights when I'm on my own? Why do I do it to myself? So we'll do that one again. Let's bring this over. So all I'm doing is I'm just covering this over again like I did the first time, and the powder is sticking to it again. And we have it. It's not stuck as well as the first time, but then that's because it's going over a powder. And that's how it actually stuck to it more than I actually thought it was. So I think you can see that. I'm not sure whether or not you can see it in as much as in person, but it has raised it a little bit more. It's given it a little bit more detail on that one. If I bring that one up to you, so that's how that is looking. Now I'm going to go again. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a third time of doing this because I really like the detail and the depth it gives you. So you can do this if you've never done this before. Double or triple emboss your elements, your stamps. and it stuck better than I thought it was. I thought, oh, it hasn't stuck properly, but it actually stuck quite well. So let's do this once more. That's it. And let's bring this over again. See, I can't do that. I forgot that we've got this. This makes it so much easier. Vicky, hanky. So that's that one. Let's do this one more time. So just need to make sure I put this back into here. And then let's have another go. Mary, it is, I think I'd be lying. Heat embossing was one of the first things which I remember when getting into card making. You just look at it and go, wow, that's just magical. So it is one of those ones which I think hooks a lot of people. That and die cutting. When you go, that bit of metal can't do that really, can it? And then you watch it happen. I think it's magical as well. So there we have it. That's the third time of doing that. I will probably leave it where I will do it. So a triple embossing technique on this. Put the correct lid on that, wouldn't I? I don't think that lid would go on there. And let's heat set this one last time. And it's going to raise this up even more as well, because obviously we've got 3 layers of powder on this. So I'm going to see whether I can get this a little bit closer for you. There we have it. That's trick. So you can see there that has really given us a lot of detail on that one now. Just by doing that triple embossing, we've really raised that one up as well. So that's come out really nicely. I'm really happy with that. So that's good. So let's put that to one side. And let's have a little go at the watercolour. I just realised I didn't. Oh yes, I've got some tissue by the side of me. That's fine. We do have some more embossing powder, Charlotte, so yes, we don't need to order anymore. I think Jay received it as part of his artisan stash, so we've got a whole new set of powders. But yes, so who have we got here? We've got Rebecca, hi Becky, and Loretta on Facebook even. So let's have a little look. What did I have? I will need my pens here. So what colours shall we use? I think we will use a bit of Tahitian Tide. I think will work quite nice. I'm thinking maybe a little bit of Starry Sky will work quite well with this as well, because I'm going to kind of create a bit of a sea around this. And I reckon maybe some Soft Succulent or Evening Evergreen for these. So I'm going to be using in colours. So I'm going to try and maybe do the land with the greens and the sea with the blues. Let's see, I've not tried this at all yet, So I've got no idea how this is going to work. What one do I want to use? Let's go with the middle one, like that. Let's have a little bit of tissue. There's some tissue ready by the side of you. We will grab these. So I'm going to squish my lids. And so I haven't done it with the Starry Sky. And I've just realised the cats are going to get really noisy in a moment. I forgot I haven't fed them, and it's dinner time for them very soon. So if they start getting noisy in a moment, I do apologise. I've not got Jay with me to feed them. So squish your lid, and then that pushes some ink into that there. And I'm going to do the soft succulent. I'm going to go lighter than I need. If I need to go darker, I can do. So that's that. So let's squeeze a little bit of water out of my nib. And then into that. And let's just go round where the C would be. Around like that, because we're getting this lovely watercolor, we're just squidging it and just moving that water around, and it will give us different shades. So almost kind of like you've got your deep and you've got your shallow waters, and just squidge it out and it will soak into it. Sure, we did the Mediterranean Sea down there. Nearly forgot about you over here, didn't I? Make sure we cover everyone as best as possible. So that's kind of what we've got with the world map going on. Let's do a little bit with the dark going on here. So let's take a little bit of this Starry Sky. This is really, really dark, so we can just kind of just. I'm just gonna go a little bit lighter on this one here. And just blob some water. You kind of, because I don't want it to be too concentrated, so I need to make sure that I have some water around for the darker colours to move, because if it goes on to dry, it will it will kind of like sit a little bit, so you need to make sure you've got it a little bit wet when doing it. And let's just bring these colours out just a little bit. So you can see there, as we just dab a little bit in and around, we get some darker, and then it kind of bleeds out a little bit as well. So that's kind of where we want to be. I need some more blue ink, so I'm just going to wipe this off of my lid, and then I'm going to squeeze some more blue ink into it, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to transfer the water which was in the lid. Challenger deep should be the darkest. I would imagine so, yes. I'm not really thinking of it properly. So if I've said something wrong, excuse me, then yeah, I don't know what I said. There you go, Suki's hungry. So let's bring the blue in again here, and I'm just going to squeeze the water out. let's just pull this out just a little bit more. Up a little bit higher. Come out a little bit. So I'm going to cut this down, remember, so I don't know how far out this is going to be. Let's go with some. Like that. So that there is that one. So now I'm thinking, so shall I put some green into this? What do you reckon? Shall I add some green into that, or do you reckon I might ruin that if I add some green into the land? Let me know quickly in the comments. Can I? Yeah, I can. I can do it. See, I can do it. I don't need J. Start a poll. No, I don't need a Q&A. I need a poll. I'm just going to go green, yes or no. Ask the community. There we go. Just let me know in the poll what you think I should do. Should I add some green into where the land is, or is that going to ruin it, do you reckon? If I do that, do we like it just as the green, as the blue? So let's pop this on. I'm just going to grab my heat gun for a moment, and I'm just going to just gently dry this whilst you have a little look. Like it just as it is. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of a dry. I don't want to do it too much though. That's fine. I was wafting that around. When you're heat embossing, I always say to people, don't waft it around because it cools the air. So what I wanted to do is I just wanted to dry the cardstock a little bit. So that's why I was wafting it, because if I didn't want to I didn't want to burn the powder any more than it was. So I think we have got, and I'm pleased you said no, because I think I'm in agreement with you. No for green. Leave it as it is. Yeah, I think the green I might do the sentiment in green, just so that then pulls a little bit of the land colour in on that one, but I think that looks quite nice as that is. So if I bring that up a little bit closer to you, can you see you've got this lovely detail in there, and then you've got the lovely the Orchid Oasis, which is hopefully just kind of like giving you a little bit of the darker sea areas, potentially. So that's that. So now, I need to decide on what... So I'm just going to end the poll. Thank you very much for letting us know what you think on that one there. So I now need to do a card base. So I reckon we will go white on white in honour of Jay not being here tonight. I suppose I've got to go white on white, haven't I? So I'm going to grab my card base, and we're going to take this down to, well, first things first actually is I'm going to cut this down to size. So let's just take some bits off the side, and then we'll see what size we come to. That's 14, because I think if I go any lower than 14, I'm going to end up going into it. So it's probably going to be 14 by 10.5 we need, don't we? So let's just take that. So I'm just gently doing this. Fine like that, and then I reckon a nice little sentiment down on the middle part down there. So we might even be able to use one of these offcuts here for this, and we'll see what happens, or I will just use regular. So this is going to be, so now ideally I'm going to, okay, decisions, I'm going to go 14 by 10. I'm going to have a border top and bottom, and we're going to go left and right, so we're going to go slightly different. So I'm going to take this to 14, and we were scoring half at 10.5. And whilst I'm talking about measurements, actually, I'm just going to answer a question which we had regarding our classes recently. We work in centimetres a lot of the time, but we also work in inches. So you may have noticed, especially me, I flick between centimetres and inches quite frequently within my videos, so I do apologise if that confuses you. But the question come from our classes: do we work in inches, and do we work in both measurements on our classes? And the answer is yes, we do. We may work on the video whilst we're doing a demonstration, work in one measurement, but we will always provide you with the centimetres and inches measurements, so we convert everything over to you. So if you prefer to work in one or the other, if you join us for our classes, you would always have the measurements, but you won't be sitting there going, I don't understand what sizes he's doing. So we do always convert it for you. So that was just a question which come through. I can't remember who it was now who asked that, but yes, we do supply you with both inches and centimetre measurements for our classes. I'm going to take this down a little bit more, because I think I'm going to take off 5mm. That's good now. I'm going to take off 1/8 of an inch at the top there. So that gives me a little bit here. Because I reckon what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself some I'm going to grab some Orchid Oasis, no, Starry Sky even, just to see if I've got some scrap. I do. Rather than cutting into a whole big sheet, because what I'm thinking I will do is we'll cut this down to 14 here. Excuse me, and I'm just going to cut myself off a couple of strips, so about 1/2 inch. See, I've got centimetres and inches in one card. Because I'm thinking, because I've gone edge to edge here, I'm thinking that if I pop a little layer on the top there, and add that in like that, and like that at the bottom. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing, and that just frames that as well a little bit. This would be good for Earth Day. Yes, when is Earth Day? I'm so sorry if I should really know that, but and we're just going to add a little bit of glue. Sorry, Suki, I'll feed you when I can. She's really hungry. She's hangry. And we're just going to do that. And I only want a thin line. I don't want a big line coming out. I don't want to be too because I haven't got much room to play with, remember. So I suppose I've kind of like got around about maybe just under 1/8 of an inch on that one there, so a couple of millimeters popping out on top. And let's do that one on that one there as well. Oh, Mary, whilst I've seen you on it, whilst I remember actually, I did see your comments. I don't know what just jogged my memory there. I don't know what just jogged my memory, but I did just see your comments on our previous video about the stickers for the ink pads. Now I don't think we've got any ink pads at the moment which I need to put stickers on. But as we get some, which I'm sure we will be obviously at some point soon, because we're going to have some new colours coming out, because we will definitely have in colours in the new catalogue. I will show you a way of putting them on there, because I think we've got, yeah, we've put them on everything at the moment. I could put one on the back on that one there. But Mary, I did see your comment. Sorry, Kathleen. So was that? Yeah, I do, Kathleen. So yeah, Suki is. We've got 3 cats, and we have got Minnie, Tommy, and Suki. So hence the name Mitosu, which is what our name is after. So Minnie, M-I-T-O, Tommy, and S-U, Suki, Mitosu, and that was Suki. You could hear in the background. I normally have Jay with me, and he is currently out. So they haven't been fed yet. So that's that. So then that can then go on. And that is then done top and bottom there. So I do just want to see. No, I can't get it off. The bottom one's a little bit bigger than I had wanted, but it's stuck good now, so I'm not going to pull that one off. So that's going to go here. Now I reckon, see, I'm doing a J, I'm getting messy. So that's that. So obviously that you can leave that as this is. So I'm probably going to make 1 card this evening. So we can leave this as is and pop a sentiment over the centre of this. But I'm going to have a little play around with the first, one of the other ideas I had with the pirate ship. Now Jay said this is too big. I suppose it is very, very big to go on here. But let's just see what happens. Let's see. If I don't like it, I'll just go back with the first idea. Here, and apologies for not seeing all of your comments tonight. Let's do this in a, let's see what it looks like in a black. I may do it in a brown. So that one there. Sahara sand might be a little bit too light. Crumb cake might work quite nicely actually. Yes, Charlotte, I suppose you are right. It doesn't need to be to scale, does it? So, Jackie, you're very true as well. Wouldn't be too big of this, so it would end up being really, really tiny, wouldn't it? I'll refer. Okay, Mary. Sorry, I misunderstood. Referring to putting the stickers on the back of stamps, not the ink pads. Okay, that I can probably help you. Well, that we can do, or I will show you in another video. But it is just with those. It is just a matter of it's just taking your time, making sure you've got. Excuse me. Making sure that you've got good light when you're doing it as well, so don't do it when you've got poor lighting, because you need to get over it and just take your time. So that's that. I'm going to have a little go at crumb cake. Maybe even grey granite, actually. I like grey granite because grey granite is a warm grey. So let's do grey granite first, actually. Let's see if that's a little bit too dark for my liking. Let's see what one we're going to like here. Yeah, I know, poor girl. She's so hungry. She isn't. The cats are very well fed. They're not hungry. It's just that. They don't like their routine being upset. So let's do this in crumb cake. There you go. I should have done it in crumb cake to start off with because that's the colour I like. Should have gone with my gut instinct. So that's that one. And it does come with some dyes as well. So on the ocean dyes. And it's that one. See, this is the first time I've looked at these dyes. I didn't even know it had these ones in it. See, Jay has done it. So you get all of these dyes in this one here as well. So you get the ones which are going to cut out the stamps. You've got the little flag for the skull and crossbones right there. That's great, isn't it? Oh, so sorry. And then you've got the bigger one here, and then you could really layer up your sails here as well, and really go to town. Really kind of maybe just squish them together, bend them so it looks like the wind's catching the sails. You've got those, and then you've also got the sea as well. So you've got the bits, that's the negative, and then you've got the positive which comes out, and then you've got the bit here which will then cut some choppy seas going across. Now I don't think I'll be using any of those because I don't want to cover up any of this lovely one, but oh god, no, see, I'm doing a J. I'm going off piece because this is why I like to be planned when I'm doing this, because if I don't plan, I just play. And it's very rare that I get ideas just come to me. So let's just cut this out. So I think this is just going to be a one card night tonight, so and our magnetic platform did give up. It did separate itself as the problem was, but we fixed it quite easily by using some very strong super glue. We pulled the whole thing off, we got some strong super glue out, and then we just restuck it back down again, run it through the machine to push the glue round, and it's been fine ever since. So if you've got one of those magnetic plates which has got a design fault to it, unfortunately, which is why Stampin' Up have discontinued it or taken it off sale for now, then you can correct it. We use Gorilla Glue. So that's that one right there, and it's been fine since. You can see there it's a little bit lumpy in the middle, but it's stuck itself back down again. So we're happy. We'll get another use out of it until it really gives up. But the amount of cutting which we do on it does, I'm not too concerned, because because we do use it an awful lot, as you can see by the impressions which is on it. Now I'm just going to correct. This is just a fraction bit too big for me, so I need to just really cut off a very, very tiny sliver because I'm not happy with it. This was a little guillotine which we got from, this was a guillotine which we got free of charge during Celebration a couple of years ago actually. Unfortunately, I don't think they sell it now. I'm not sure whether or not it's on the supply list as a demo. So if you might be able to still get hold of it, but I know it was a freebie and it comes in really handy for like cutting off those tiny little slivers. So I'm happy with that now. It's a little bit more in line. We have got the, see, now I'm gonna upset people. What part of the world do I cover up? So I can see what Jay means. It's too big. I think we can possibly. Can we get away with covering up Russia? Sorry. So that one there might work quite nicely. Over there, possibly. So what's the chat been saying here? Let's have a little look. What characters? Well, none of them like a change in their routine, but it's Suki, Joanna that is being the vocal one at the moment. Yes, Carol. Yes, Mary. Carol's just answered us a few videos on there. That's good. You might win, Louise. You might be lucky enough. So I'm going to just have another little play. I want to grab some vellum. So let's take the vellum here. And let's, so I need a piece which is big enough for that die there. So I'm going to use a C. So I need at least 14 by, let's take it 2 inches at the moment. And we'll take that to 14, which is the width of the cards. Let's bring this in again. Mum, how are you getting on with names by any chance? She's been very quiet on the chat, so I'm not sure whether or not she has. She's put a lot of names in, so it looks like you are doing good. So yes, I have got my assistant who is sitting at home in her craft room, my mum, taking down all of your names for me. So hopefully I can still give away this card for you tonight. Suki, shush. So I'm just going to do this. See, I probably only need about 1.5 inches really, or 1 inch really. Would have been fine, but I've just done 2 inches. We're just going to run that through the machine. Bye Lizzie, you off out for dinner now? Enjoy your meal. Hopefully Mick is spoiling you rotten tonight again. Lizzie spent Valentine's night with us last night in class, so she didn't have Valentine's with her partner. So what one do I use? Oh dear. Do I use that one there? I think that's more of the choppy waves, isn't it? That's the... Yeah, that's more of waves choppy, I would say. That's more of... Yeah, that's the wrong one to use, because what I was thinking was down the bottom down here like that, some waves, just so it's got some detail there. But what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to cover up this lovely water at the bottom, which I've just spent all that time doing. So I'm kind of thinking, and do we think we're happy with the positioning of the ship here? So it's kind of where we've got a lot of if I do it over here, we are literally just covering up a lot of places. We kind of, well, America's pretty much gone completely if we do that. We've got a bit of South America, and yeah, we kind of got Canada and stuff, and over there. So I don't like it where it's covered up that side, because what do you reckon? Do you think that looks alright like that, or do you think I should position it? I'm not going to go in the middle, or do you think it should go over here more? Let me know. Left or right? Let's do another poll, shall we? Left or right? There we go. Let me know. I will have it, and I'm thinking I'll stick that down the bottom down there, and then the ship can kind of then go over there or there, wherever. Let's whilst you're having a little look at that, let's have a little look at some sentiments. Just going to put my die back in. I was seeing, if you're new, if you've got lots of dies on your sheet, draw around them before you take them off. Then that way it's easy for you to position them. You know exactly where they are, especially on one like this where there's so many dies on this. If you take them all off without drawing around it, you're never going to get them back in the same position again, because you'll never remember where they are. So that's that. I'm not covering up all of Australia. Australia can still be seen there, Elaine. It's down there. That's kind of where, when I say right, it's kind of like more middle right. So let's just have a look. And now I need to think of a sentiment for this. So let's have a little look at what sentiments are in this set. Yeah, right, but not over Australia. No, I think I agree with you. Kind of like between, kind of like want to go in the Indian Ocean a little bit, don't we? Kind of like around about here, kind of like covering up that area. So we're not losing. We're kind of like using the middle part here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So what have we got here? Hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. Happy birthday, I'll be lost without you. No, I don't like that one actually. It's like you're just lost at sea. No, I don't like that sentiment. We can weather this together. You are a treasure. Hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. I quite like that one actually. Or I did bring out some of the sentiments from these ones, which we have got. So best family ever. I'm not going to say, if you wanted to do, has this got Father's Day on it? I'm sure there's one. Oh yeah, celebrating you. So if you wanted to do one for you guys out there, so for your dad, so happy Father's Day, I think that would work quite nicely. So that's celebrating you stamp set. What else have you got on here which would work quite there? The best is yet to come, so you kind of got an adventure, I suppose. Yeah, you can do lots on there, but I think definitely Happy Father's Day, Happy Birthday would work quite nicely from the Celebrating You stamp sets, especially if you're looking for male-inspired cards. That's I think you've got ones there. But let's go. Hoping life, your year is full of adventure and excitement. So now I need to have a little look at. So I'm going to do some more embossing on this. We're going to grab some black, or even Starry Sky. Let's just see. Can't find anything. let's have a little look at this. Now, it comes with some, there's something fancy dies. Let's just see what's in here. No, that's not the correct size. Let's grab the stitched rectangle, may work quite nicely on these ones. See, I think that's going to be two. That may work. I think that may be still too small. Let's just have a little look. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to heat set these in white. Let's do it this way. I'm thinking I might do this on black and white actually. I'd quite like, I'm going to see what this looks like first. So you can see we've got the white, we've got the watermark there at the moment for that one. And then let's grab the white again. And then let's just heat set this. Louise, you're making me do some more work, aren't you? Let's just heat set this. Or was that Cheryl? That was your idea, was it, Cheryl, to sponge the waves? And Louise, you've agreed, have you? Lovely. Okay, I suppose I'm going to have to do that as well. I do apologise if I'm causing any distress to your animals by for myself. Who's that in my living room? So that's that. So that has a heat set, that one. You know what, I think that one will work quite nicely. It works perfectly. So I'm going to go with that smaller one. I wanted the smaller one, not the bigger one there. That's fine. So are we still okay over on Facebook? Let's just have a little look over there. I'm assuming we are still there. So hello if you are. Sorry, Charlotte. I think we only really got it because I think Jay got the, obviously as you know, he's played with, well actually no, I'm not going to say anything, I might be giving away artisan stuff, so I'm going to shush. Sure if I'm allowed to say what sets he's been given as part of his artisan stuff, so I won't do it just in case I breach any rules. So there we go. I think that fitted in that perfectly. I think if I'd done with a larger one, there would have been far too much gap around the outside of it, so I'm pleased that that one, they're hoping a year is full of adventure and excitement, has worked really nicely in that. So we will find a place in a moment to position that, and I've done a proper J here, and I haven't stuck anything down yet because I haven't designed this. I will do the waves in a second, and I kind of reckon that will go over like that quite nicely as well, kind of like covering up this area. But some of you have said let's do some blending on the waves. So let's grab myself a bit of scrap paper, let's grab myself a little bit of blue, and let's grab myself a little bit a blue brush, and let's grab a bit of Tahitian Tide, and let's just see whether or not we can just kind of just kiss the top of these a little bit, just to add a little bit of colour to the vellum, you can kind of just see there's a little bit of colour has gone in there. If I just I've enjoyed playing tonight. I literally had an idea. When I saw this set, I knew I wanted to pair the pirate ship with this, and then Jay said no, it's too big, and he wouldn't do it on his card. So I thought, well, so he kind of like poo-pooed my idea. But you know what? I'm pleased I've done it, because I think we're going to make it work. So that's that, and I think I might just grab the Starry Sky, and I may just add a little bit of darker shading potentially. I'm going to use the same brush on this because I've gone from a light to a dark ink pad. I'm not worried about the contamination on that one too much. It's fine. I think that's just enough. I don't know if you can just about see it on there if I bring that one up. You can just about see on there, that's giving it a little bit of dimension. So good idea, Cheryl and Louise. Those waves would look cool, cut from Special. Yes, they would. I'm not cutting any more waves though. They both look good in blue. Do you think? Do you think the boat would look better in blue? Have I just done enough ink there for you? Have I gone overboard on that, Charlotte? Do you reckon? I think because that just goes on there. Once that's going to get stuck down on the card, then you can just see the crest of the. You can just see the crest of those. That's that. We're going to go on there. What do you reckon? Do you think it should be? I'm going to end the poll. Okay, you've all agreed on the right side, kind of like where I've got it here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick this base down because I think we're definitely happy with the positioning of this now. Oh, sorry, did I miss the? Sorry, I missed a joke there, Charlotte. Don't go overboard. Obviously, our downstairs neighbour obviously has just come home because the dogs have got really, really excited. So let's put that down like that. There we go. I really love that watercolour wash background. I'm really happy with how that's watercolour wash, emboss resist, triple embossing. So because again it's watercolour card, it does buckle a little bit, so you do need to let it dry before you do anything. But I think it did. So that's Tommy you just heard now. Hi, Vicky. So that's that. Did we say now I've got the problem though of how do I attach my waves? I probably should have left it longer actually and wrapped it round thinking about it, but I've stuck it down now, haven't I? See. We will have to. Let's see what a little glue dot's going to look like. We may have to glue dot this and then use it as an embellishment area. I have to find some embellishments to put over the top of it. And that's going to go about there because the ship is going to cover that one up, which is fine. Bye, Sherry. No, because I've managed to position that glue dot on a white part, it hasn't actually shown through, so I'm fine with that. We will grab ourselves some dimensionals here. So I don't know. Did you see Jay's card which he did with the world map? I'll show it to you at the end. With the watercolor as well. I think you've done a really good job with that one. So I'm actually nearly done. So if you would like a chance of winning this card, then do leave us a comment. I'm not sure whether or not it will be this card or whether or not we will save this card for Wednesday, but if we do, we will pick a winner for somebody to win a card tonight. So I might save this card for Wednesday. So if you'd like a chance of winning this card there, or again another card, then just come back in and leave another comment. And then that one there, and can go over like that. I've got wonky C. Let's just gently. Put my C on the wonk. That's it. We will do this one here. So that's normally your cue, Mum, to which I would normally give to Jay, saying finish up putting the names in, and then we'll be picking a draw very soon. So those of you who don't know, Jay isn't with me tonight. He is in London, going to see a show with his sisters. He's going to see Moulin Rouge tonight in London. So Mum has kindly doing the names for me on her computer at home. So a little bit of glue on that side there, and then go on, so the glue is then going to stick to the ship, like that. Or I may just make another one of these cards because I've really enjoyed doing it, but I may play around with some different colours, so who knows what you're going to win. And that one, like that. So embellishments, do I want to add embellishments to this? Let's see what we've got. What do we have? They might be a little bit too blingy. I don't want nothing too shiny and sparkly because I think it's going to take away the the masculinity potentially of the card if we put too much put too much bling on it. So I think some of these glossy dots here, but are in the neutral colours, they may work. So what are they from? The enamel? I can't say the word. Enamel dots. I always want to say enamel. I have to really think. We've got the classic matte dots. They may work with this one as well. Even maybe some iridescent pearls. No, they're going to be they're too blingy. They're too blingy. Don't want butterflies on that. They're too. Don't want red. We've got matte black dots. They could work as well. Oh, we've got the in colour ones right there. I forgot about those. You know what, Rebecca? Yes, that's a good idea. Actually, if I do another one there, I could actually do the green and try it with the green in there. So we've got these ones here. So these are the 2022-2024 in colour matte dots. And because I've used we've got the lovely Starry Sky, I can only use the Starry Sky matte dots on this. So I think that has worked out quite nicely on that one. So let's go for the lighter shade, I reckon. No, we'll go with a darker shade. No, we'll go with a lighter shade. So now I've got to do what I've got to now decide. Jay's really good at putting dot embellishments on. No, I think it needs to be the darker one. Needs to be that one there. I don't want to offend anyone by putting it on your country. Oh, run away, Jim. There we go. Down there, and then over there. That kind of clumps that together like that. Part of me feels that they're too dark. You can see, and what I don't do is I don't push these down yet until I'm happy with them. So you can quite easily take those off. I just saw them on the camera and it looked far too dark. So I'm going to go with the Orchid Oasis ones, which are still a lighter shade of this. And I'm going to use those, I think, because I don't think they will then be too intrusive. I just thought they were just a little bit too dark. That looks a little bit better. Or even, see, sorry, I'm so sorry. They might be too big now. See, you can always take things off, even embellishments, you can get these off. As long as you don't push them down too hard, you're fine. The tiny ones is what we need. This is a little bit better down there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. There we have it. That there is my one card, which took me an hour and a half to do. I'm so sorry. there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed that. But we're gonna pick a name for a winner, and then we will then decide We will then decide what we're going to give away. If I get a chance to do a second card, we can then give away. But we will at least pick your names. Betty, thank you so much for your super chat. Jeannie, sorry, those tiny ones look perfect. Excellent, thank you all so much. So we will do this. So, Mum, have you put all of the names in? Have you finished up with your names? You'll probably get a last minute rush now of names coming through. So I'll just give you a second there to finish up some names. But if you can just pop in the comments when you're done, and then I can then take all of the comments and we will pick a winner. But whilst we're doing that, whilst my lovely assistant is finish up the names, we will show you, this is the card which Jay did. So you may have seen this one over on Instagram. This is one of the ones which he did with this one. He's actually used the same sentiment. But you can see he's done a torn effect on this one, and just torn the paper to really make this really rough. He's just stressed this. This is like a real old world map which he's gone. I love what he's gone and done actually with the birds on this as well. I think that's a really nice little effect on that one. And he's edged the outside as well with the other stamp. So where can I pop the stamp? He's edged the outside with this one right here. So, which I think is a really nice effect. So that's another one which Jay done. He has done another one, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show that one just yet. So I'm not going to, just in case he's got that one planned for another time. But if he has, I couldn't see it on Instagram, so which is why I don't want to show it just yet. But that's that one. And if you're interested, this is what we did for our class last night. So we had our lovely Sending Smiles class. Mary, thank you so much. We had our lovely Sending Smiles class last night as well. You can still purchase the class if you want, so you will get the PDF and you will get the you'll get the replay of the class. But this is what we made last night. So this is one of Jay's cards, and he made another one on class last night and changed it up ever so slightly. But that one, so we got some embossing, die cutting on one. We had some ink blending with some splatting of Winker Stella going on right there. Really happy with that one. And then we had this one right here, and I showed a technique on there where you could turn any colour ink pad and you could emboss it. So this is Sweet Sorbet, but we don't have Sweet Sorbet embossing powder, but we have got a nice clear glaze over the top of that as well, so you can see that one. So I've shown you how to do that in class. So again, the classes are on our website under the Revisited tab if you want to go, if you are interested in previous classes as well. So we haven't all entered thumbs up from Mum, so I'm going to just get that one ready. Thank you so much for your help. When I asked her earlier on, she was like, oh, don't know, she went into panic mode. But you've done an amazing job there, so well done. Thank you so much for doing that for me. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to have done the wheel of names tonight. So let's just put you all in. And that's it. Oh, they've changed it. Show additional settings. Filter duplicate names. And time. There we go. Excellent. So we have got everyone's names in there. So let's go over to the wheel of names. And the winner is going to be of whatever card we decide to send you. It may be this one, it may be something different. Is, good luck everyone, Lisa. Congratulations there, Lisa. If you would please do the honours and email us once again. I think you've got another one, but do please email us for this one as well, so I can pop a note on it so this one's yours as well. But do please email us, barryandj@mitosucrafts.com. Please pop today's date, the 15th of February 2023, in the subject line and your full mailing address, and Lisa, we will send a card, either this card or another card, in the post to you. So, but I may have another play around with this one, do it with the greens as well, so we've got something to give away on Wednesday. But I'm really happy with how that turned out. And Jay said the ship was too big, but I don't think the ship is too big. Do you? I think that works out quite nicely. That's it. You can see a bit better there now. And that emboss resist technique on that one as well, I think that's come out really, really well. And like I say, doing a triple embossing on that one, I think just it makes it stand out a little bit more, and allows, if you were to go over it, it just gives it a lot more detail. So that there, Lisa, or A card, is going to be coming over to you. So congratulations. But I would say good night now. Thank you so much for sticking with me tonight. Thank you so much, Betty and Mary, for your super chat stickers as well. Really appreciate the support you give us and everyone else gives us just by watching. Really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching. And we will be back with you again on Sunday night, same time, same place, for another video. And I'm sure that will probably be Jay doing that one that night. So, but we'll see. Thank you again, and we'll see you again soon. Take care for now. Bye.